Hi, everyone. Like many of you, I've seen reporting about developments regarding the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos, or Davos for short. For those of you that may not know what it is, Davos is where, every January, the world's most powerful people, presidents, CEOs, tech giants, and global activists compare notes and make recommendations on how to address the biggest challenges facing the world. Challenges like the economy, national security, climate, and technology are all fair game. Now, Davos is by no means a perfect system, and critics have called it out rightfully over the years. That being said, both Republican and Democratic administrations have, for decades, used Davos as a venue to strengthen America's global economic leadership, promoting trade agreements that expand access to foreign markets and grow the U.S. economy. In 2026, however, Trump's rhetoric and actions, including tariff threats tied to Greenland and confrontational trade messaging, strained relationships with European allies, leading to diplomatic pushback rather than support. Davos 2026 is the latest example of how our country, at home or abroad, in both industry and diplomacy, suffers when Trump's rhetoric, enabled by Republicans like CD12's current representative Gus Bellerakis, goes unchecked, and why it's our duty to do everything possible to unseat every Republican we can in the upcoming midterms and put a Democrat in the White House in 2028. Here's what I mean. In August 2025, 2 months after I started my campaign to unseat him, I confronted Gus Bellerakis about his support for the cuts made by DOGE. During his response, he said the following about USAID, our primary foreign aid and development agency. Here's what he said.
I will tell you this, we had the DOGE cuts, we passed them a month ago in the Congress, and before we even did anything, we didn't rubber stamp them. We found $9 billion, mostly in USAID, of waste.
USAID's mission was to deliver humanitarian assistance, support global health, education, and economic growth while advancing U.S. foreign policy through partnerships. To do this, USAID often purchased American-made food, medical supplies, and equipment. That meant contracts for U.S. farmers, factories, and shipping companies, supporting jobs at home before helping people abroad. Much of USAID aid flowed through U.S.-based companies and nonprofits that designed programs, built infrastructure, and managed logistics. Those contracts paid American engineers, logistics firms, and small businesses. Aid supplies were frequently shipped on U.S.-flagged vessels and moved through American ports. That meant paychecks for U.S. maritime workers and truckers and economic activity in port communities. Bottom line, USAID wasn't just foreign aid, it was also an investment in American workers and American manufacturers. Now, remember how Gus characterized the USAID cuts?
We found $9 billion, mostly in USAID, of waste.
His words, $9 billion mostly of USAID waste. Now here's the truth, that number, $9 billion, comes from foreign aid funds Congress cut back, not from an audit proving waste or fraud. Independent reporting found no evidence that $9 billion was misspent, just money rescinded before it was used. The cuts happened first, proof of massive waste never followed. Gus, along with other representatives, in an act of fealty to the president, lied to the American people, betrayed American workers, and undercut American businesses. And the effect of this lie, this betrayal, didn't stop at our shores. Long-term research shows that past USAID programs saved millions of lives, and that cuts put that progress at risk. And although there's no official tally, independent models estimate hundreds of thousands of lives were lost over the first year after programs stopped. And scientific studies warn that if funding stays low, millions more could die by 2030. Let's draw a line from the USAID cuts to the Davos reception and call it what it is, the predictable output of a system built on short-term optics over long-term strategies. When a system keeps producing the same poor results, it's not malfunctioning. It's working exactly the way it was designed, with Gus and others happily playing their role as a cog in that machine. And that's why I'm running, because I believe we can build something better, because the people of District 12, the state of Florida, and the nation deserve leaders who serve people, not entrenched interests. And because real change only happens when we as ordinary citizens step up, challenge the old order, and fight for a future grounded in service, dignity, and shared responsibility. Thank you.